Geelong is growing at an impressive rate, more than any other regional Victorian city. The recognition and significance of our expanding population prompted the state government and local councils to undertake a strategic review called the Regional Growth Plan. The Western Further Investigation Area, incorporating Batesford South, was identified as an ideal site in the report and represents a unique land opportunity that can rise to the challenge of accommodating Geelong's future population, with its scale, advantageous location and an impressive mix of urban and open space.
Geelong is a fairly elongated single-direction city. Whilst it wraps around the bay, it's tending to go in develop in a north-south direction, become very linear. That means that accessibility can become more difficult in that people have to travel further to get into the city. What this will do is provide some balance by being, I guess, anchored on the west side of the freeway. It means that there'll be closer accessibility, much easier accessibility into Geelong itself, but giving the whole of the city a more balanced urban form.
With the right regional enthusiasm and council support, it could be home to 40,000 new people and provide around 10,000 jobs, and represents over $6 billion in investment in Geelong. The site is ringed by major highways and arterial roads that will provide easy access for commuting to Geelong's CBD, Melbourne and the Surf Coast. It would be hard to find a large urban development site with greater connectivity. The Western Further Investigation Area will deliver more immediate access to Geelong's progressing areas of employment. This area is even ideally placed to utilise retail and professional services from the CBD. The green plains, forested hilltops, natural parklands, waterways and wildlife will see the Western Further Investigation Area become a highly sought-after destination, with a massive 489 hectares dedicated to open space alone, and a further 150 hectares to be occupied by a beautiful new lake. The area will be home to one of the largest residential park spaces in Australia. Additional planned neighbourhood parks are being designed so all homes are no further than a 5-minute walk to their nearest grassed recreation area. The resulting green lifestyle on offer will be a massive asset for Geelong and the region. An archaeological review of the Western Further Investigation Area has identified a number of Aboriginal and European heritage sites.
We're looking down onto the river, and this was used as a supermarket. It was used as a place to gather resources for water, for animals, for plants, for medicine, but it was also used to travel. The river runs around and then down into Geelong and into the Barwon, and from Geelong, the old people, Wadawurrung Balaka people, would travel along here, and they would then start to use the resources of this river and end up down here into Batesford, which was a nice winter camping ground.
Revegetation and aquatic rejuvenation plans will create and invite new ecosystems and habitats for amphibians, mammals, birds, reptiles and other wildlife. The Open Space Plan provides the all-important connectors between the Barwon River, Moorabool River, Batesford and Cowies Creek.
Yes, well, the Western Investigation Area is about 2,300 hectares. The land owned by Adelaide Bryden and the McCann family is about 2/3 of that. It's a huge area, and bang in the middle is this big quarry hole that's 1.6 kilometres across by 1.3 kilometres going north-south, about 250 hectares. So that's a very large area around which planning has to take place. But the big challenge really is what to do with the lake, how to make sure that, or the quarry hole, how to make sure that when it fills up and becomes a lake, it is safe and sound and capable of being integrated into the urban area as an active recreational feature that can be used by people. They can have access to it. But I really see this not so much as a constraint as an opportunity to create an iconic area of open space, or the centrepiece of iconic open space in Geelong.
Towards the northwest of the site is a remarkable area of dense native bushland. This area would be protected from any residential development in order to preserve the existing plant varieties and wildlife.
Wedge-tailed eagle is the physical manifestation of Bunjil, our creator. When Bunjil created this land, he then went up into the stars and looks down upon us and shows himself to us in the form of a wedge-tailed eagle. So when we're travelling across country and we see him overhead, we know he's looking after us.
The Western Further Investigation Area has long been home to the Batesford Limestone Quarry.
The quarry itself is quite a substantial hole in the ground. Around the circumference of this quarry is around 5 kilometres. The depth of the quarry from the quarry floor where we're standing here now to the top exceeds 40 metres. The floor of the quarry we're standing on today, that's about 29 metres below sea level, 27 metres below sea level. In the background we've got the Moorabool River, which is about 7 metres above sea level. The quarry is dry hole today, but that's kept dry by pumping 8 to 10 megalitres of water a day out of the quarry and into the Moorabool River. There's a rehabilitation required at the quarry, and at the end of the commercial life of the quarry, the pumps will be turned off and gradually the lake will fill.
The quarry site will be completely transformed into a vast lake that can be suitable for a range of recreational activities if we plan for it now.
We've got quite a number of years to complete that over, but at the moment, right behind me now, there's significant earthworks taking place and battering off. That's a 1.2 kilometre section. That's looking to the south. To the north, we'll be soon attacking that and doing quite an extensive section of that quarry. So we're actually accelerating the rate of rehabilitation beyond that we're required.
The McCann family and Adelaide Brighton Cement Limited are the majority landholders of the area, who are keen to see it develop and eventually serve as a functional, livable setting for future Geelong residents.
Our family, as well as many others, have been here for 4 generations. Our farming activities today cover sheep grazing and the growing of crops. We shear about 6,000 sheep and we plant up to about 800 acres of crop. We're now entering a portion of the river which demonstrates some of the past quarrying activity, but you'd note that nature has reclaimed itself, as nature has wont to do, and turned into a very attractive stretch of the river. Our family has most of its family functions down here, and in the winter we enjoy a barbecue, or in the summer it's just a picnic. I think it's about time that this area was opened up and more people had access to it.
We will be better prepared for Geelong's future development with finalisation of the planned growth areas soon. A complete master plan will be formed, followed and implemented pending complete council and public approval.
We see this appearing to people at all levels, all job levels, all levels in society. There'll be affordable housing, but there'll also be opportunities for larger lot housing for those who want to have a different variety or different lifestyle choice. And that's quite unusual. Certainly other parts of Geelong will not be able to offer that. There's a likelihood of growth job prospects to the south in the educational health research precinct, and we feel that many of the lots that will be able to be created in this area will appeal to people who want to move into Geelong.
The Western Further Investigation is unique in offering Geelong a large undeveloped site in close proximity to the CBD that has the capacity for up to 14,000 homes and 10,000 jobs. an open space that would provide one of the largest urban parks in Australia and link the Moorabool and Barwon green zones. In the Western Further Investigation Area, an opportunity exists to provide much more than just a new growth front for Geelong and a driver for the region. It will provide a heritage for future generations to enjoy.
One of the things that we've done all our lives is care for this country and try and maintain it and live within the environment, not master it, not control it, but live within it, become part of it. And if this country can be returned to a former self, it continues that caring all the way through.
Importantly, the time is upon us now to make these decisions while the opportunity exists, and our future generations will thank us for it.
People of my generation love Geelong. We love it as it was, we love it as it is. We have had economic catastrophes in the past, and unfortunately we're going through one of them now. In the past, Geelong has restructured itself by attracting some government grants and increasing the population. It's my view that when your grandkids are my age, that probably those avenues won't be available to them. What we've got to look at, if we're planning some sort of residential development now, I believe that we should be looking more than just a residential development. What we should be looking at is something that's got more than that, something that will be unique and something that will be a great asset in the future.